Hello and welcome. I'm Joni, and this is the September walkthrough for the work that I created. And I'm sharing my sketchbooks. This month, the only sketchbooks I used were my Royal Talons Art Creations sketchbooks. They're my favorite, no pressure sketchbooks. I can just get in here and make fun doodles. And so September was a very slow month for me creativity wise. A lot is going on in the world. The seasons are changing. It's getting dark, or it's gotten dark early in the morning, early in the evening. It changes my creation cycle. So I just thought I'd share the few pieces that I did in September and encourage you to just create. I started the month on the 7th of September with this grumpy little frog because I was grumpy that day. I had ordered a set of pencils and the wrong pencils were sent. So I was feeling a little perturbed. So thus this frog. And I have once again started in August. I said that I was not going to worry about the bleed through on the back of the paper. Bleed through is when you create in marker and then it comes through on the next page. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to worry about that anymore. And that lasted for about 2 weeks. So now I'm back to taking scrap pieces of mostly marker paper. And then when you see the taped in pieces, it's because I've used a piece of scrap paper to create something to fill up my sketchbook. I realized I like a much fuller sketchbook. So I created both of these pieces on the 7th. Foxes are something I love to create, especially in the autumn. The color palette just works really well. The leaves are falling. It's just kind of ideal in my world. So this is alcohol marker and this is pigment marker. These are my current favorite materials, always along with colored pencil, a mixed media kind of thing. So that was September 7th. And then September 12th, because of the chill in the air and the decorations in the store and pumpkin patches are starting to pop up around here, I got in the Halloween mood. So I created this little ghost, but whatever this scrap paper was, it repelled the alcohol markers, it repelled colored pencil. Nothing was smooth laying down on this, but it didn't matter. I wasn't trying to create a finished piece. Contrary to what some people think about their opinions about sketchbook is that these are finished pieces. They are not, which you will see the difference because I took this piece and I liked the basic concept, but I went to a larger format so I could separate things out a little more clearly, kind of reformat. And you can see the difference in the way that the markers and the colored pencil worked with this finished piece. Especially here, you see the blotchiness and it's smooth here. So I actually liked this enough to get it printed. So I made a little mini print of it. This is postcard stock. I leave them blank on the back because I like to set them up around my space just for decoration. So that was on the 12th. On the 15th, I started working on a logo for my business. I, many years ago now, had an illustration business. I did mostly originals through Etsy. I had an Etsy shop called Illustrations by Joni. And then I closed that store for a while. I paused that store for a while and went on to work on another shop on Etsy, which is still active, Miss of Time Emporium, which is a lot of vintage items and things like that. So anyway, for Illustrations by Joni, I've decided to reopen my account and offer prints, stickers, and originals. So this was my beginning idea for a logo for my shop. I really liked this little fox, thought this fox was adorable, and the basic concept. So I took this, taught myself a little Photoshop, which I've been refusing to learn for years, because I just want to get an iPad and Procreate, but it doesn't look like that is on the immediate calendar. So went in and taught myself some Photoshop and created this mini print. You can see I changed this a bit and then added a quote by Mary Oliver. So I'm really happy with this little print as well. And then I moved on. I thought, oh, for a logo, I don't like this vertical format, so I went horizontal. And again, I thought, good basic idea, needs some tweaking. My daughter Ashley actually helped me with that idea. Went into Photoshop, changed the fox a bit, just a little bit, added some belly, and took the illustrations by Joni out here, and then dropped in, I picked a color palette, and I dropped in a green background, which I was very happy with. But for a logo, it's too elongated. So I made these postcard prints because I think this is such a cute little fox, and I want to make some clay mushrooms to, stack in front of it. So I think this will be delightful. But you can see my finished logo on my, no, not on my Instagram. Where can you, oh, on my Facebook. So on most of my social media, or all of my social media, I'm either Illustrations by Joni Russell or Illustrations by Joni. So YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, that kind of thing. So this was the 16th of September. And then on the 19th of September, we have some raccoons that wander around the premises, and they like to go in the backyard because the squirrels come and bury some of the sunflower seeds from the bird feed into my pots. And then the raccoons like to come, knock all the pots over, and dig them all out. So I love them. I think they're adorable. I can hear them kind of purring to each other and chittering to each other. And so I decided to do the raccoon with a pumpkin, again, kind of in the Halloween spirit, autumn spirit. So that was my larger size Royal Talons, our creations. And then I popped into my little formatted the same way. And I did the black cat with the pumpkin hat. So again, in the Halloween mood. This was created on the 27th of September. And again, it's not in chronological order right now because I'm back filling some pages. So this is actually October work. I think this is the only piece I created in this sketchbook. And then I went to, by the way, if you see this Pika, my son did this many, many years ago. This is my old board. It's probably literally 20 years old. Anyway, this is my favorite comfort sketchbook. This square format really works for me. This size works for me. It's the sketchbook that I use most often. And for September, I did this rabbit. Because in creating my logo, I kind of went back to a line and wash kind of look. And for the line, I use these micron pens in various sizes. And then I also use pigment pens with it and watercolor. And I think that's it. The alcohol markers smear the line, so I don't use that. But this was created September 22nd. I think it was the only thing created, yes. But I created this in August, and I thought, oh, I like this. I think it would make a cute sticker, so I made a sticker out of it. So all the prints that I showed and the stickers are available in my Etsy shop, and I also have coffee, which is listed at the top of this channel. So that was it for this book as well. And then the only other thing that I created was I'm making up some ACEOs for my shop. So I did some a couple of foxes. These are line, you know, the micron pen and watercolor. And then I did a hedgehog. And I'm pretty sure this is pigment pen. Most all of my work also includes colored pencils. I have so many colored pencils. And I have the Premier, what the name is escaping me right now. It will come to me. I have Holbein, I have Derwent Lightfast, I have Derwent Drawing, I have Faber-Castell Polychromos, and I have the Luminance 6901s. Why cannot remember the P name of those Premier pencils? It's the early ones. Prisma. So I almost always use colored pencils with all of my artwork. I was on a very low buy this month, so all I bought was a bunch of micron pen replacements because they had dried out. Like 8 Ohuhu alcohol markers, which I put away in my I have one of those bamboo holders. And so I don't know which one specifically at this point. And then we have a local art parts store. They upcycle all kinds of materials. And I bought a couple of secondhand sketchbooks, larger format. I want to try to start using those in October. So it was a very low buy month for me. And I have my Blick art cart full right now, and I'm really feeling the pull to order it, but I'm trying to wait. I'm putting stuff in my basket, reviewing it, and we'll probably purchase it this month. Thank you for joining me here today. I really appreciate you being here. Really appreciate your comments, your likes. Subscribe if you're so inclined, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.